see what they say. You know, um, I'm just trying to think of different ways to let people realize that people aren't crazy. Some do have, we all have mental health issues. We all know that, right? Nobody's perfect. What is perfect? So anyway, I'm getting ready for work again. Yesterday I had a great day. I went out. My friend is here from the Philippines, the one that I bought the car from. So me and my bestie went and had lunch with her and her husband at the Mexican place in Rush City. It was great. It was nice. And then I came home and paid my bills and sat around and did nothing again. I get to the point where I just don't want to do anything. I'm so exhausted from the Voice to Skull program, you know. They were torturing me again this morning. You know, that it feels like I have popcorn. Not muscle spasm. It's like popcorn. Imagine popcorn popping in the microwave, okay? Like your pop, 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 pop. It's all over in the whole bag, right? Well, the bag is my body, okay? So I'm sitting there and it's pop, 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 pop. It's not like it's bizarre. It's bizarre. And I don't have any health issues. I'm pretty darn healthy, you know? I don't know if it's from the broadcast, if any of you know, is it the broadcast that's doing it, you know? And then it stops. And then every now and then it's, just to remind me that they're still there. Or it is still there. So I was thinking that since it's, I'd like to sit down and talk to the sheriff's department. I've done that before. And I know they're just going to look at me and do whatever, but that's fine until it starts happening to one of them or one of their family members or, I just wish that this would just end. It's just like I said yesterday, the day before. Yesterday morning, that's right. Because I was up getting ready to go. Sorry, washing my hands. To go with my friends. And then they just, when I talk, they sit and listen. It's almost like something's listening. It's bizarre. Like something is listening. Like all night long, because of who I am, the type of person I am, very caring. They used me or used me. Somebody's like, oh, you're a seer. You have this gift. I'm like, no. This is not a gift. And it's just not. It's not a gift. I don't really talk to many people anymore, like my friend from Canada, my friend from England, Andrew, Kevin, Christian. Because I just to the point where, what? I'm on my own. I'm going to start talking. I'm going to start doing whatever I can in a legal way to get people to be aware that this is the new form of bullying. See, if you bully online, or you bully with somebody on their TikTok page or their Facebook page or whatever, Snapchat, whatever that, that stays on. Well, when you do stuff like that and you're online actually, like somebody did on my Facebook, when I got a divorce within, I have copies of it too with the date and the time. and everything of the when the text came through because somebody photoshopped or they snapped it on their phone. So they were watching me. They were watching my Facebook, and I put on there, I'm no longer an Ammerman, I'm now a Lind. And somebody said, with a bunch of smiley faces, with tears coming down and them laughing, like hysterically laughing, all over the page saying, I could give a F you, you know. I'm like going, wow. And that was in within 1 minute after I posted it. And I have all of it documented in my legal divorce papers. And I tried to call Facebook, but I couldn't get through, of course. You know how that is. I couldn't get through, so I couldn't figure out who did that. So I could find out who was doing all this stuff to me that they're still doing. And, but I couldn't get through to anybody, of course. You know, just like when our bank account, well, my ex-husband's business account got hacked 3 months in a row. He's like, oh, you need to take care of it because I was the only one that knew how to do stuff like that. And he was at work all the time, but even though I was at work as well. But, excuse me, so trying to get a hold of anybody, 3 months. And I have all the bank statements still, the originals. Yes, I do. And I'm never going to throw them away because someday, maybe they'll come in handy. Maybe not. I need more blush. So anyway, so what I was trying to say is, so these kids that are getting bullied, or peoples that are getting bullied by their friends at school or co-workers or whatever, you know, they're doing this, and they have an IP address. There's an address to where this is coming from them, right? Because they go to the cops, you know, find out who's doing it. They can see, even like with people that are trying to pick up, you know, little kids, you know, them older, you know what I'm talking about? They get busted. But with this stuff, there's got to be something. There's got to be something that they can trace where this is coming from. But, I mean, you would think so, right? You would think so. But, oh. It would sure be nice. You know, but I don't think there is. I have a stomach ache today. Oh, because I ate too much this weekend. Yeah. I wonder how I can get this to go public. All my other ones are public, but the last 3, and it's made, I put not made for kids because it's not kid, you know, this ain't for kids to not know. And so, like right now they're screaming. They pretend that they're screaming and then I have to try to listen because they're screaming like they're from far away. This is what they do to mentally jack your brain. They try to scream names, Ackerman, Ammerman, Anderson, you know. They do this. They sat there and said, they're doing it to your whole family. Well, the reason why they're saying that by Voice to Skull program is because I don't talk to my family. So they want to confuse me and jack my brain and not let me have a second of peace. Somebody said it was my neighbors, my old neighbors on 2350 238th Avenue in Mora, Minnesota. And I was working in the deli and she looked up and I'm like, hey. She goes, hey, I go, you're my old neighbor. And she goes, yeah. She goes, we love you. And I'm thinking, what did she just say? I'm not joking, you guys. We love you. And I'm like, okay, how come you love me? For what? I haven't lived there for years. So what's going on? I didn't say that to her, but I'd like to go over there, knock on her door, and be like, hey, hand her a piece of paper saying, this is what I was going through. Do you know anything about it? Has there been anything strange going on? But you know, when I do things like that, they mess up the script with you. They'll mess up my script. Like when I was down visiting my cousins, they changed the script. When I was out and went to bed tonight, they changed the script. When I was sitting at that Mexican place, Cancun, whatever, Tucson, there in Rush City yesterday, I could barely hear them, but I could hear the Voice to Skull program because I was speaking. My daughter is a nut job. You know, I texted my daughter, who's Miss Human Rights. She got their rights, and tried to tell her about this stuff, and she doesn't even give a crap. How would your own family turn on you when you're trying to make awareness for this stuff? That's why I'm a perfect person to mess with. You know, they sit there and say that it's Mary, her grandmother, and Jason, her uncle, because her father is passed. They've been doing this. Well, good for them. You know, it's just ridiculous what they do. They get, you know, I hired a private investigator, Mike, out of Sartell for $1,500 because I was concerned about my son. So he drove by the house twice, took pictures, and that was it. And ran reports on my background checks on my ex-husband and on my son. And all it came up with was 40 pages of every single neighbor around my house, all their phone numbers, all my family members, their addresses and their phone numbers, their previous numbers, their previous addresses, wherever they've ever lived. For some reason, Levi Ammerman came up with a house in California. And I'm not joking. So I thought my son was out in California and something. Oh yeah, it was insane. You know? Oh. Where's my mascara? But it's just kind of crazy how people don't believe you, and you know, they use people that don't talk to their families. You know, my family has nothing to do with this. I still believe it's that Kennebec County Sheriff's Department and that EMTs. You know, one day when this first started, they had me driving to the casino in Hinckley, right? And I was really kind of hot for this guy when I was still married because my husband never paid attention to me. It doesn't matter. I committed adultery, and I'll be the first one to say it. What was his name? Well, remember, he's a locksmith. He lives out in Harris. He's friends with a couple of my friends from high school. Barrett, last name is Barrett. He was at my high school reunion. He went to Centennial High School with me. Well, he's friends with, is it Derek? Around the psychological warfare. My Voice to Skull program was trying to give me hope because I didn't know what it was. So I really thought, I didn't know about any of this. So I'm going, oh my gosh, like, your brother, go to the casino. See that camper over there? So there's these campers, fifth wheels without their trucks on them, parked, like in the back parking lot where all the spaces are, you know, where most of the cars park. And I'm going, and they're like, go in that camper. Go in that camper. We're in this camper. Go in that camper. They wanted me to get in so much trouble by Voice to Skull program by going into these campers that are... How they knew there were campers there? Whoa! Because they're watching. Real time. Real time. So they're watching. They know where I am because they're directing me there by Voice to Skull program. So they're getting me to think that I have all these people because I was being so tortured by no-touch torture that I'm driving all over the state of Minnesota down to it. Go home, go home. So I'm thinking that, your brother's there. He's going to help you. Get in here. We're in here. We're in this camper. And I'm like going, and I was like being driven mad, sober, mad, just mad going, because I was so scared, didn't know what this stuff was. This was 7 years ago. I was still married. I was still married. Driving me all over. Go to your daughters. Mom, it's me. Mom. In my daughter's voice. I'm 50 miles away. Mom, I'm 500. I'm on my way. Mom, stay in that bar. That was when I was at Rough Cuts and ran out of gas. Tried to break into a gas station because I was scared for my life. This is what this stuff does. They were trying to get me in so much trouble. Then, check this out. I know I'm rambling. Then, I get 2 orders of protection placed on me by my ex-husband, who's a squareback fighter, was abusing me. Well, we were abusing each other. We were calling each other names. But he's a jerk. He was not a very nice man, and he's not a nice man to Danielle neither. He still fights with her, and she gets in that car with them kids, and she leaves every time, is what I was told by my son. So my ex-husband gets 2 orders of protection because he knew he had a big attorney. I didn't. I had no money. My name wasn't on the business account. So I'm running around for my life. 2 orders of protections are put on me by my husband. Now you tell me. So I couldn't talk to him or my son. Is that a tactic to try to drive me crazy, to try to get me in so much trouble because they thought I was going to break that OFP? That is a felony charge. My butt would have been in jail. My name would have been all over in the paper. He would have been calling my family. She's in jail. She broke her this. She did that. It didn't work because it's against the law. And I wasn't about to do that because somebody is doing this to me. Somebody is driving me crazy or trying to. They were. And they did a pretty good damn job. I sat and drove around all over the place. Go home, go here, go there. Go to the Legion. So I'm sitting here, they're telling me, oh, it's them principals. I mean, they've done everything. They have tried everything they possibly can. It's the principals of that school. Every person in my life, every place I've worked, every person I've worked, go to Fish Lake. They even have me at Fish Lake. They even told me to go to Moose Lake Lodge, sit in the parking lot, and they were going to be there. So for 3 months, I didn't know what this was. I'm driving all over the place, scared to death, thinking I'm being followed by drones or someone's following me in a car, so I'm looking all over. I mean, I'm driving around. They knew there was a car with a plane on it. A plane driving me around every single county they possibly could. I was in Mille Lacs County driving around the state park. That's when I heard, Carrie, where is she? I'll go give her some gas. It's just like Darwin, who now is deceased. So I've had some really bizarre stuff, and I have it documented, and I have people that have witnessed it. So you mean to tell me that all these people that have witnessed this, all this stuff that is out now in the public, and people are talking about this no-touch torture, bullying, gang stalking, that I'm nuts? Am I going to sit here and continue to whatever? I used to have all these friends, all these people and everything. But I've got some wonderful friends now that completely believe me 100%. I have people that have witnessed my burns. I have people that have witnessed my wealth when they sit there and torture me by broadcast. I heard Kim Kimball Radin, Kim. His whole family works for the state of Minnesota. They tried to put him into it. And then Mike, his buddy Mike, he's an electrician. So they tried to make me think it was Kimball and his family. I'm like, oh, please. Like, they're going to torture some innocent girl for nothing. I don't have money. I don't know anything. I didn't witness a murder or anything of the sort. They're just doing this for fun. So they're trying to play Kimball Radin. Then one day Kimball Radin said to me, or Mike said to me, we went into Daggett's, WCMP was there doing the food drive, and he goes, oh yeah, WCMP, they love you. And I'm thinking, now why did he say that? Was that put into his mouth? Was that forced speech? I don't really care, because I ain't afraid of him. I ain't afraid of Kimball. I ain't afraid of nothing. I have been driven around running for my life. Somebody trying to get me in trouble, get me incarcerated. That's what they wanted. They wanted me to get incarcerated so they could sit and do this to me in jail and then sit there and have my family, so I wouldn't have any family anymore because they knew what I was going through. They knew what my ex-husband was like. They knew what my son was like. They knew I didn't talk to my daughter, and they knew I didn't talk to any of my family members. It's simple. Either you watch them or you just look at their phone record. Who are they calling? I sat there one day and I'm sitting at my house, 2350 230th Avenue in Mora. Alan Cadillac's rental. They even tried to say it was Alan Cadillac. It was Jackie Dolan. I'm like, oh my gosh, come on. Every nurse at that hospital was involved. Darla Anderson. All these Carrie Anderson, was a Nosbush. Oh, that's what I was talking about. Sorry. So I'm at the casino running around. I go and sit in the casino because I'm scared to death. So I'm sitting at the bar and have a drink. I turn around to one of them tables and guess who's sitting there? No drink in his hand. Brian Nosbush. And this was back in 2019. I'm thinking, he's just sitting there looking at me. No cocktail, no one's with him. Just sat there. And I'm thinking, that's bizarre. Just the weirdest things. It's just like the little things that I pick up on. And then when I pick up on these little things, they use them in their script. It's crazy. But that's what happened. They wanted me to get into so much trouble because they thought, so that's why I have a feeling my ex-husband knows something. That's why he hasn't called me. I didn't know my son went by ambulance for heart issues. Oh, are you joking? He was in a couple car accidents. Nobody called me. They didn't even call me when Darwin died. They didn't even call me when Grant died. I had no idea. It wasn't even Andrea. 20 years, and you tell me why somebody... It's just crazy, some of this stuff, And like I said, I go to work every single day. My bestie, she knows about it, and a couple other people at work know about it. And I'm just waiting for one day for somebody at my work to see this and talk to me about it, and so I can make another person aware about this stuff. They tried to make me think that I had 85 people involved in this. It's like a screaming match because all me and Larry did was fight for years. Fight. And then my daughter sat there and told her dad, who's now deceased, oh, that's all you do is talk to her about Larry. That's why she don't call you. I'm like, huh? That's not true because I haven't talked to Ashley in years. No. My own daughter wouldn't even call her mom to wish her Mother's Day. Who would not call their parent? And I'm going to find out one of these days what the heck is going on. And I'm going to find out why Larry lied and put 2 orders of protections on me because he said he was scared of me. And then the social workers, I have all that paperwork, all of it. All of the paperwork from the social workers. Well, it's for the best. You tell me how my son was breaking all of his probation and he never got in trouble for it. And I was the one that went to everything. Larry, he just worked. You know, because he owned the company. So he couldn't be there for his son. And then I'm getting order protections on me. I'm going, oh, okay, who put him up to this? His own mother even did something. You know, and I remember one year, my own father wouldn't even let her come over to our house for a year. He took her cell phone away. He made her give back her cell phone that we got for her and paid her plan so she could have it, so Levi could get a hold of his grandma whenever he needed to. My own father would not allow her to come over to our house. 2350 230th Avenue in Mora, Minnesota. Now, why would my dad deny her the right to see her children or her grandson? A year. No, he wouldn't let her come over. And we couldn't go over there. No. And then my dad moved to St. Cloud. Rose said, oh yeah, your dad has to move to St. Cloud because the doctor said that he's got to be within so many miles of the VA. I'm like, no, that's not the truth. My dad doesn't need to move to St. Cloud because he was told to. I'm like, okay. So I had all these things going on and all these people were trying to it was so bizarre. You know, nobody's in my life. They haven't been in my life, you know, except for my cousins and a couple of them and you know, my friends I have now, my church. But you tell me why any of these people that I try to get a hold of, you know, they even say out there, it's Jerry Danielson. It's Rudy Stralow. Randy Stralow. I'm like, whatever. Every single person. I'm like, wow, I know like 500 people. So you mean to tell me that there's a couple hundred, we'll say. There's a couple hundred people that are in here doing this to me? I don't think so. I don't think so. But that's what this program does. It tries to drive you mad by Voice to Skull program, and then it sits there and tortures you by broadcast. Freaking painful, man. Google it! Google DEW weapons. Google EMFs, ELFs. Yep, it's what I do every single day. Every single day. Torture all day sometimes. At work all day. It's like I'm being broadcasted so bad. Inside of buildings, you guys. I've been out in the middle of Lake of the Woods, 28 miles from shore, and being tortured, and the Voice to Skull program does not stop. It's a broadcast. It goes through the air. It's bizarre. Bizarre, bizarre. It's going to be busy today. I love it when it's busy, though. Yeah, really bizarre. I got to figure out why I can't, I should just get like a platform. I should just break down and buy internet and get a computer. Just sit here all day and talk to y'all. Talk to somebody anyway. There's a few people that have seen me. All it takes is one. All it takes is one person. So my son said that Mom, yeah, I've looked at some of this stuff. You know, he told me that. Remember I told you guys that? Now, if my son looked at some of this stuff and I told him this was happening to me, my son loves and cares about me so much. He's witnessed this stuff. When I was still married to his father at our home. And then I'm sending him this stuff and he said he's looking at it and my son doesn't care? What a great way to trick somebody, to make somebody go ballistic. No, you know what I do? I sit here every single day and cry. Every day. Yeah. I'm not going to hold it in. I have to sit there knowing my daughter knew I was in a homeless shelter. My best friend Carla Schlegel knew I was in a homeless shelter and neither one of them offered me a place to stay? Why? Oh, Anna Anderson, HVED, Anna Havdil, or whatever her last name is now, she messaged me on Messenger this week. A hi would be nice. You know, I went through sobriety. Deaths, losses in my family. You know, she lives up in Parker Prairie. I might give her a call because you know what? My best friend sat there supposedly and said, oh, yeah. I talked to Anna. She locked you in the trunk because you were so... I'm like, she didn't lock me in my trunk. We were goofing around. I was at Jackson's house putting speakers in my car. My trunk was open. That's how I had to get my speakers and to push my seat down. She never locked me in my trunk. And why were you talking to Anna? I'm thinking, this is bizarre. They don't know each other from Adam except for at the wedding. Why are you talking to Anna all of a sudden? Right? Isn't that weird? And that's my thoughts exactly too. Why is she talking to Anna? Well, now Anna messaged me. So maybe I'll message Anna back and talk to Anna, see what kind of information I can fish out and what other story I can do. And then guess what? It's not funny, but maybe the Voice to Skull program will change. But anyway, I gotta go, y'all. You guys have a beautiful day. I am off to work. Another beautiful day, and maybe I will call Anna. I hate pieces of hair. They tickle me. Maybe I will call Anna. You know? Call her up. Talk to her and be like, hey. In my work phone. Like, they locked it all of a sudden. I don't know why. I put it, it's not made for kids. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just trying to bring awareness to about this. I mean, I'm a really nice person. I work hard. I'm not on drugs. I mean, really, honestly. I'm just tired of it. You know, it hurts really bad. I have never felt like I'm being crushed and it's horrible. It's horrible. Ouch. Look, I bought myself some flowers. Oh. So anyway, it's horrible. I'm getting ready. I gotta go to work. And when I sit at work, you know, like I said, all this Voice to Skull program is so bizarre. It's like nothing stops it. The only thing that really stops it is if I talk, but I can still faintly hear it. They've like voiced all my family members. I'm thinking, all these people are involved? I don't think so. They mess with the wrong person because, you know what, I'm going to try as hard as I can to make at least one person. It just takes one person. And I'm going to try as hard as I can to make people be aware that this is the new form of bullying.
You don't get caught. Like I told my friend, she's an ex-lieutenant from the police force, Army. I mean, she's amazing. Loves Jesus so much. You know, when she sat there and she told me, she's like, Karen, there's not all these people involved, because if it was all these people involved and these people, they would have been at your door. You know, she knows community policing. She knows all about it. She's an ex-cop from Virginia State. But I'm just going to continue to, document is all I can do. Document. It's all I can do. It's all I'm to the point where people know me, and then, it's just, I just have a feeling that this is what God has in plan for me. Because there's no way that this would continue. Somebody just does not like me, or I'm just some kind of test. But, this test is a pretty long test, because it's been 7 years, and all it is torture. A test of torture? No, I'm being bullied because someone doesn't like me for some reason. Whatever. I'm a pretty fun person. Oh. Robert Duncan died. I can't believe that. I think they murdered him. All right, I gotta go, you guys. Bye, Battle for Your Brain. Have a great day. Behave. Bye. Oh, who's Anna? Anna was somebody that used to live with me. She was like one of the first people that I ever met in Mora, before I met my husband even. And her last name was Anderson. They used her. It's bizarre. Yeah. So all of a sudden, now she's, sober again. So whatever. She was a really bad alcoholic. She had to have it to survive. But I got to go.